These are the 3 questions. What am I doing? What's working? What's not working? Okay? The very first step with the time audit, what am I doing? Write out everything you're doing.
Asking yourself some simple questions like that on the day-to-day, on the week-to-week, on the month-to-month. Like, imagine if you did that.
Right.
And I'm talking to myself, too. Imagine if I did that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth.
All those things.
All of those things. Today, for episode number 607, 3 questions you should be asking yourself. So this is a quick episode. We have 7 minutes on the timer.
Oh, yeah.
But we are planning on delivering value.
7 minutes of value.
For all
Pure
those
value.
7 minutes. So,
inspiration, motivation, education, and one actionable takeaway.
Hammer it. To get you to the next level of your life.
To get you to the next level of
Love.
your health.
Oh, okay. We're going to run this right off the rails. So I have been listening to a Bob Proctor book.
Yep.
You are listening to the free YouTube version somehow of the same thing, but I paid $5 for it. He basically says, I love Bob Proctor, the way he speaks. He's a great speaker.
Strong.
He's funny, sarcastic. He does a lot of great things well. He basically says, I am going to give you $1 million worth of value right here. If you take nothing else from this speech, understand this. 3 questions you can ask yourself to really, really make a difference.
I remember this.
What am I doing? What is working? What isn't working?
Yeah.
Do more of what's working and less of what's not working. Now, I know that seems super simple, and you're probably like, okay, that's like everybody knows that. But number one, does everybody actually know that? And then number 2, do you understand the difference between knowing and doing? When's the last time you took stock into what you were doing and said, okay, what am I doing right now? What are the 10 inputs I'm doing to get whatever result?
Yeah.
Out of those 10 things, what's working?
Yeah.
Out of those 10 things, what's not working? How do I get rid of the stuff that's not and add more to the stuff that is?
Right.
Super simple, but I know you do that with businesses, right? That's like your thing with businesses.
Constantly. I'll give an example. So one of my clients is her business is being evaluated. Well, my wires
You're just gonna
are
Jeff
all
the
over
whole
the place
thing,
here.
man.
Her business there's a valuation for her business, and there's several things that you look at when you're trying to understand the value of a business. The first thing is EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. I'm not going to go into that. One is gross income over time. Third thing is profit margin, because you can have high gross income but no profit margin, and that's not good. So those are the 3, and then obviously real estate, equipment, and basically the team and the book of business. So clients and team. So that's like okay. So we've all heard of Kelley Blue Book. So what's the Kelley Blue Book value of your car, Kev? Just give me an estimate.
I have no idea. $13,000.
$13,000. Okay. So just because the market value of Kevin's car is worth $13,000, I might want it for $15,000 because I really, really like Subaru WRXs. So everything's kind of subjective as well. So when you're valuing your own life and evaluating your own life, it's similar to like in a business. And so what I'll start to tell people in my business clients, to get back to your original question, is what's working, what's not working. I always say this. I call them bright spots and dark spots. There's a book called Switch by Dan and Chip Heath, and they call them bright spots and dark spots, where basically a bright spot is something that is working really, really, really well. A dark spot is something that's really, really not working. What are the bright spots? If you're in a fitness journey right now, think about what are the bright spots. Like, what are the things that are really working and have worked for you in the past? Okay. Now think of the dark spots. What are the things that, honestly, it didn't really make that big a difference? I'll give you guys an example, and Kevin will probably have a hard time with this a little bit because he's so focused on strength training. For me personally, as an ectomorph, I've noticed that my body does respond better to higher volume workouts. And I do need to strength train as well, but personally, I've started to do higher reps as of late. I do 18 for a warm-up, then 15, 12, 8, 5. And so the 5 is still a fairly good strength set. And 8. Yeah, exactly. But I do notice a big difference for me personally.
We can fist fight over if you want. I have nothing. I have no problems with it.
But here's what I did. I looked at my past of what was working. I looked at my present of what wasn't working, and then I decided, you know what, I want to go back to what I believe was working better for me personally. And I think all of life is that way. And to answer your original question about my business clients, I'm always asking them, okay, what's the most important behavior that you do that brings revenue to your business? And if they can't answer that, it's like, oh, well, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big indicator that those questions can definitely change your life if you actually ask them, because you've evolved since probably the last time you checked in with this.
And you forget.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
What's the one behavior that matters the most to the growth of our business?
The one behavior that matters the most, probably us getting on other podcasts.
Right.
And I mean, under the umbrella of making sure we're consistent, we have relevant content, everything that we're doing, but new eyes.
I would say this.
But that to me, that's just the normal. Like
Oh,
we
okay.
do this 5 times a week, every week, no matter what.
Right. So
I'm
you mean
thinking
in addition to that.
On top of that is new eyes.
Okay.
Getting new eyes to listen to the show.
Right.
That is the number one in my opinion.
Okay, and what is the one thing that's a dark spot? So what is the one thing that you've been just trying and it just isn't working?
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest issues for our listeners that we've seen is not everybody has people in their corner trying to lift them to the next level. And even the people who are trying to help don't always know how.
That's why Kevin and I created Next Level Group Coaching. It's a 3-month program on teams of 10 with all people committed to achieving their goals. Click the link in the show notes for more information.
And we only take 10 people at a time, so make sure you get in quick. I mean, I ran some Pinterest ads. Well, I don't really do a ton that I don't think is working. I think I get rid of it pretty quick. From your perspective, what's something I do that's not working?
I think we just had a breakthrough a little bit recently about NLPS clients.
Valid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we just stopped something that wasn't working before. And so just to bring the listeners in on this quickly, if you listen to the show, hopefully you already kind of understand the value that Kevin and I bring to the table for the most part. Whereas going out and trying to convince people who don't really know us is very challenging to convince them to work with us rather than just serving the listeners. And I think that, Kevin and I have been sometimes spending a little more time than we probably should outside of serving our listeners, as clients, because a lot of our listeners are earlier in their journey. And I think that that's kind of a jeffing. But again, to go back to the original questions, in your own life, Kevin and I talk about ourselves only as an example so you can evaluate your own life. What are the bright spots in your life? What is working? Do more of it. Dark spots. What is not working? Stop doing it.
And I think you also weigh in lag time.
Right.
Of like, some things don't seem like they're working yet. So
Exactly.
that's another thing too, is like reflect and say like, well, did I ever do this before? We literally have a joke that we always say, and I say this all the time. It works so well that I stopped doing it.
Right.
It's a joke, but it happens. I've seen it happen time and time again with clients where they start to get clients and they stop doing what got them clients. And it's
Right.
like 3 months later, I guarantee you're going to be needing clients because that's how it works.
I know.
So that's a behavior that you might think like, oh, it paid off. That's something you have to always go back to the well for.
Right.
Right. And something that doesn't seem like it's working, you never know. Like you have to take a really good look at it.
Yeah.
Really good.
You made an excellent point there.
I do. Oftentimes on this platform, I try that.
And it's like you have to make sure you do it long enough to really know that it's not actually working. And here's another nuance that I want everyone out there listening to understand. A lot of times something not working creates the necessity to tweak the system to get it to work. So, for example, we have Brandon on the team reaching out to really, really, really successful A-list guests, for lack of better phrasing. So like a Matthew McConaughey, Natalie Portman, Chris Evans, those types of people. That's quote-unquote not working. But we also got an email back from Russell Brand's team saying, like, no, not right now, but email us back. It's not working because Brandon's not doing a great job. It's not working because these people are unreasonably busy, right?
And
So if you
successful.
right, if you sent 5 emails like, "Oh, this isn't working, let's stop that." Well, you're never going to get Russell Brand. And so you have to understand, be careful. Just because it's not working yet does not mean it's not working.
Yeah.
you
It's a
know?
very important distinction.
For sure.
But again, there are certain questions. Is what would the best version of me do? Is this helping me or hurting me?
Right.
Right? running from something or am I running to something? Am I operating from fear or from faith? Asking yourself some simple questions like that on the day-to-day, on the week-to-week, on the month-to-month. Like, imagine if you did that.
Right.
And I'm talking to myself, too. Imagine if I did that. And I've been trying to do a far better job of that. But remember, a lot of us get stuck on autopilot, and we just start doing the things that we think are working, and we forget about the stuff that is either holding us back or propelling us forward. So checking in with these questions, shout out to Uncle Bob, our brother from the north, as Dave Meltzer would say when he thought we lived in Canada. Bob Proctor, if you guys don't listen to him, he's very huge on the law of attraction and attracting wealth, and he's very, very
strong,
well-spoken man.
Very last thing I'll say here.
You better.
I know. So if you've ever heard Kevin and I in previous episodes talk about a time audit, and I do this with my clients often, because this is the first place you go. After you have clarity on what you want, it's like, okay, what am I doing? That's what a time audit is. 168 hours a week. Okay? 8 times 7 is 49 hours of sleep.
56. It's 56.
It's 56?
8 times 7 is 56.
Oh, that's right. 7 times 7 is
What are
49.
you
Sorry.
doing?
Yeah. 8 times 7 is 56. Wow. Credibility hit there.
Math, Jeff.
Okay. And then what's 168 minus 56?
Oh, man. Probably 112?
112.
Ish.
So there's 112 hours in the week that you have of waking hours if you're getting 8 hours of sleep 7 days a week. What are you doing?
Yeah.
These are the 3 questions. What am I doing? What's working? What's not working? Okay? The very first step with the time audit, what am I doing? Write out everything you're doing. Then figure out, okay, what are the things that have been working? Okay, what are the things that haven't been working? Then you reallocate time. So these 3 questions absolutely can change your life. We use them constantly in our own lives and with our clients.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we realize that one issue, or maybe one of the places that you're spending your time, is trying to get podcast guests for your podcast. If you want Alan and I on, we would absolutely love to join you. We've been on, I don't know, over 100 between the two of us. We've done 600. So we've been on a lot of shows, and one of our goals is always to figure out who your demographic is, who is listening to this show. Okay, we will cater our content there and make sure it's the most valuable. So reach out to Alan or myself. You can DM us. You can email us, Kevin or Alan at nextleveluniverse.com, and we will absolutely bring the fire from the studio, and any asset or anything you create, pictures, all that happy jazz, we'll share that on the social medias and promote the show.
For sure. If you're out there like Kevin and I, you have been unreasonably challenged with what it's like to have big goals and dreams and to carve your own unique path. The more and more I see people try to do their own thing and go the path less traveled, whether or not that's chasing a dream, opening a business, being an entrepreneur, or even just setting a new fitness goal, it becomes really hard when those around you don't support that. Not because they don't love you, but because they don't like fitness, or they don't know anything about business, or maybe they are afraid that you're going to get hurt. Whatever the reason is, I do know that the solution is a better community. So Next Level Nation, if you click the link in the show notes, there's 3 links in there. There's group coaching, there's the website, and the 3rd link is to Next Level Nation. Next Level Nation was created to help you feel safe, connected, and most importantly, in my opinion, you will have a bright future. Everyone in that community is focused on creating a brighter future for all. It's a future-oriented, goal-oriented, growth-oriented community that your life's going to be so much better when you surround yourself with people who aspire. There's just no way around it. I tried for so long to aspire to a greater future with a lot of people that just didn't really care about that. And it was a mistake. It was a mistake. So join that Facebook group. If you don't like it, you can leave, but I know you're going to absolutely love it. It's such a supportive group.
And every single Monday, so if you're listening to this, it's Monday, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be in there live for our Next Level Meetup Monday. We are there every week delivering motivation, inspiration, and education. I almost said entertainment. We are entertaining because we're somewhat funny. I sound like a frog right now.
What was the one actionable takeaway that we promised?
The one actionable takeaway, I would literally do a time audit.
Yeah.
Figure out, Alan and I did this a year and a half or 2 years ago, and it was like most of our time is accounted for. How do we more smartly, is that a word? More smart?
More smart. More intelligently.
More intelligently allocate the time that is already allocated. There's always a better use.
Always.
And it's about figuring that out. And if you're listening to this, you're committed to getting to the next level of your life, and I think that would benefit you highly.
Absolutely.
Do you dig it?
I dig it.
Ladies and gentlemen, so tomorrow you will hear last week's Meetup Monday. which is, are you allowing the fear of judgment to hold you back? Because we're recording that this week. That's going to be powerful. We haven't recorded it yet, so I can't necessarily tell you exactly what we talked about, but I know it's going to be valuable.
Absolutely.
We hope you enjoyed this. We hope you will enjoy that. And as always, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.